Can you hear me?
Hi, Shine. Yes, I can. How are you?
All good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. Oh, great. I love your story. It is very flowery.
Thank you.
Okay, so you want to improve your English in the way you speak, right? Because obviously you have to talk to people. You are in the administrative department, so there's a lot of communication involved, is what I'm guessing, right? Wonderful.
Yes.
How's clapingo helping you? You've been a part of clapingo for some time, I'm guessing.
Yes. One day I came across YouTube channel and I saw a video of clapingo and I noticed that teachers are correcting students then and there. So I found it useful. So I thought that why not me? Means at least someone will be there who can point out my mistakes and there is a scope to improve communication, grammar, everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, makes sense. Let's do it. Do you like watching or do you like reading? Is there something that you really like doing as such?
Yeah, on YouTube, not TV or other things, but YouTube or sometime I watch channel, I think, Beyond.
Okay. Oh, I was just talking to somebody, and Shine, what we were realizing, Shine, is that how different it has become, right? So when we were young, or when our parents, I think, were our age, everything was television, right? We all used to sit together as a family and watch shows, be it,
Yes.
be it Alif Laila, be it Rangoli, be it Chitrahar, or be it, any kind of show that used to come. That time, I think cable had only very limited options. And then
Yes.
so slowly Z TV came, and then slowly Sony came. So we had Z Horror Show, Ahat. So all of those shows, right, where the whole family used to sit and enjoy. And then slowly we've all moved on to screens, right, where from a big screen we've all transmigrated into smaller screen, right, where we
Smaller screen, right?
where we all watch our own individual things, right? So there's not much family discussions on it because nobody's watching the same thing, right?
Yes. And nowadays, shows on TV are not like we can sit together and watch with our elders.
Absolutely.
If suppose sometime I hear means some sound come on my ear and I just out of curiosity I go in front of TV what's going on and suddenly something happened that it makes embarrassed or awkward. I have to leave. Your advertisement can't watch.
True. So the content has become like that it's so difficult to like sit with everybody in every age group and watch it together.
Yeah, it's not possible nowadays.
And I'm sure since you are in the school, I'm sure a lot of parents complain about children being on screen all the time, right? And how do you guys deal with that?
Actually, it's a problem of their own discipline, how they maintain kids, how they uh, teach them discipline. They should allot time. I'm not against that. They should not watch screen, but time should be limited.
Absolutely.
Because again, screen as means like game or something. If kids play game, some advantages and disadvantages are there. So I found it means useful as well because their decision making ability in games they have to take quick decision. So I think it's quite useful for them and it makes them to concentrate on one thing for a long period of time. So it's quite useful, but they should make some rules and regulations about all those things: their play time, school time, study time, screen time.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I think it's all about how you want to structure your day, right?
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Great. So, Shine, the idea of the whole exercise was to understand how your basic English is and is your thought flow in tandem with your word flow, right? What happens sometimes when a thought is going very fast, you start stuttering or you eat own words, right? When you're talking to people. Um, the good thing is that that doesn't happen with you. I think your language is fine. Your basic English is definitely fine, right? We want to obviously move on to, kind of give you a little bit more and get you accustomed to to a better version of English, right? As well as work on the smaller components of grammar that we might have to work on, right? Great.
Sure.
Let's talk about structuring a conversation. Okay. Um, I want you to tell me how was life in school before COVID and how has life been after COVID?
Could you repeat, please? Your voice was breaking.
Absolutely. I want you to tell me. So we will talk about structuring a conversation. Okay. I want you to tell me about how was
Yes.
school life, how was your work life before COVID, and what changes did COVID bring to the whole idea of school, to the whole idea of management in school? So how was it different? How is it different?
Okay, it has been changed drastically. Totally, like it has taken 360 turn.
360-degree turn,
Before
yes.
COVID, yes. Before COVID, it was absolutely normal. Nobody had that thought in their wildest dream that something could happen like this.
Right.
So it was like when it was locked down, we were means we didn't have that idea that it's going to be extend like this. We were thinking like it is for 21 days, it is for next 15 days, and it happens. So initially we took it lightly, and we were like, okay, school will be school will resume after few days, and that kind of things. But month of June came, admission procedure had been started, but people were not there, and everybody was concerned about their kids health and all those things. Everybody was frightened. So it was a drastic change. Again, we had to shift on online. So in the beginning, we were not familiar with online things. For elders, it's okay because I had taken many trainings and workshops and seminars online. So it was okay for adults, but for kids, it was something new, not familiar. And again, it's been more than 1 year, but still kids are not able to focus on online because since we are living in a small town, we don't have stable internet connection, and it's not possible for everybody to take broadband. So again, that's problem. So we faced a lot. People are not ready to send their kids to school, and the government also have not given government has not given any guideline about it. Again, parents are not ready to pay as well. So we as a teacher, as an organization, we are suffering a lot because other staff members and all, their whole families depend on that salary or whatever. They are suffering a lot. So corona has been changed people's life a lot.
Corona has changed people.
Pain.
Right. And I think the most affected sector was definitely schools because it involves so many lives, right?
Yes.
Um, medical representatives, medical people who work in the medical field as well as people who are in the teaching business was affected the most because their complete livelihood dependent on it, right? Uh,
Yes.
since that so many children faced problems online and they still face problems online, as a part of the community, what do you suggest? What can make their life a little better, since this is the way now that we have to accept it, right? It's going to be the new normal. So what do you suggest that can make the life a little better
With online.
with our life, right? So for students who are going online and learning, right, it's very difficult for them to concentrate online, right? So what do you suggest? Do you think the module change will help, the way we take classes will help? What do you suggest as change so that it becomes friendlier and students can understand and the quality of education does not come down?
I think uh, technology cannot replace a teacher. Physical room cannot replace the online teaching. It's I'm 100% sure about it because I have been taking experience for I think 14 or 15 months. So it's not possible. First thing, but instead of not doing anything and sitting at home, at least with online teaching, learning process, kids will gain something, not
Right.
100%, but at least 50, 60, 70%. They will not be disconnected from the education system. So I think that not 100%, but in a different way, a little bit improvement or technology will help them in the education.
Right. So something is better than nothing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And do you think the teachers, I've so because we have been teaching and we've realized that the teachers also faced a lot of problems, right? When they were suddenly told to take classes online, what were the few initial problems that came up front from the teachers' side?
First, teacher had to learn how to teach online, how to make PPT, share with the students, then how to face the camera, because it was not easy. Means teaching in front of class is different thing, but facing a camera, and again they had that thing in their mind that with kids, maybe the parents are there or some other elders are there who are listening to that person as well.
True,
So
true, which happened actually. Everybody kind of sat with the student to listen to it.
yeah, so it was the problem. Then teacher had to learn many things regarding online. So they had to prepare many things, like making notes to share with the students. And first thing, they made group of the students to share link with them and all those things. So yeah, teacher had to undergo training, and they went under some stress as well, because initially my teachers were complaining, ma'am, we are teaching online, headphones and mic is there in front of us, and due to that headphones, after 30 minutes we are feeling like we are hanged. We are not able to listen normally when take off headphones. So that
True.
kind of things were there.
Right. So it was so difficult for them as well to go through this transition.
Yeah.
Nice. But I'm hoping that things are getting back to normal. What time? What is the whole ideation? When is the school opening?
We didn't get any guideline from our Maharashtra government. Where do you live?
I stay in Bombay.
Okay. So we didn't get any guideline. I think we had got a GR on 17th August. School were going to start, but again government has taken it back. Means there is no coordination between central government and state government.
True.
That's why I think it happened.
True. And also, I think it was a very valid fact because all our vaccination drives were all above 18, right? So that means all the young children, and because everybody kind of spread the fact that the next variant is going to affect children, so all the parents got very, very scared about all of that.
I'm confused that why you are saying next variant is coming. Means people are afraid of it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
when means if it is coming, then people will know that yeah, it's coming. Nobody knows that fixed date or anything. Maybe it will come after 6 months or 1 year or whatever. But till that time, why you are means making people to think on that, and whole environment and education system is getting affected.
True. True. And I think it also causes a lot of panic amongst people, right? Unnecessary panic.
Everybody is speaking about that only, because as a teacher people always talk about their kids only, so they are concerned
True.
about their health and
Absolutely.
their all those things.
How was the situation in COVID? So where do you stay, Shaheen? I forgot to ask you, sir.
I'm living in Maharashtra, Parbhani district.
Permanent. Okay.
Yeah.
And how was things there in COVID? Was it really, really bad? Because I know a lot of Maharashtra has been really affected, right? So,
Yes, first wave it wasn't that effective, but second wave so many people died.
oh, okay. So that means it also hit hard in
Yes,
Permanent.
exactly.
Okay, enough of COVID. Okay. So Shaheen, let's talk about you. What do you? So you said that you obviously like watching videos, not much of television, right? What do you watch when you generally watch videos?
Means I think since a long time, I have been watching videos about language development. Sometimes few things interest me. If I get I want some change, then sometime I watch another topic or comedy in. I prefer comedy also in English. I just
Okay.
want to absorb unconsciously, not
Right.
intentionally. But if something is going on in English, at least I'll be habitual to listen those sounds and all kind of thing, because full day we keep chattering in Hindi and Marathi. So I
True.
just thought that that's only the source I can um, pick up something, or I can learn something. So I prefer whatever I listen or whatever I watch in English.
Right.
Means
Okay.
99% of the time.
Wonderful. Okay. So that means you kind of take the whole watching session as a learning session, right? Where you kind of get in touch or get in tune with at least the language English, right?
Yeah. Means
Okay.
even if I'm not learning, I just think that if few sentences are just I'm listening, or it's going just in my background, so maybe subconsciously I'll absorb it, and maybe I
True.
can use those sentences in my another conversation.
But how I want to ask, how often does that happen that you remember it?
Consciously it doesn't happen, but sometime unconsciously I speak those words, and then I realize that yeah, I'd heard somewhere, and I repeat those sentences.
Right. Okay. So let me tell you how to make it more conscious. Okay. Do you have a habit of writing, Shaheen?
Not much, little bit.
Okay. So since you watch these videos, you know what you do? Well, I don't know what generally what is the timeline you spent on watching videos. But imagine if you watched some videos and it's half an hour that you watch the content, okay? Take 5 minutes and make a journal, okay? Get a journal for yourself and make a journal. Take 5 minutes and think about what you have watched and what is the things that you've learned in the video. Or is there a new word you've heard in the video? Is there a new idiom you've learned? Is there a new sentence they were talking about? Is there a new slang? So the lingo changes, right? These days, every time there's a new lingo coming out, right? Talk about those things, think about those things for 5 minutes, and then just quickly make down a summary. Okay, write down a small summary of what you like. So, ask yourself a few questions. What did I like about it? What I did not like about it? What is the new thing I learned? What is something that I repeated? For example, I also heard this in yesterday's video, and today also they were talking about the same thing. So make a few questions like that. What would I have talked about? Is my opinion matching with the opinion that guy gave or that girl gave? Right? So make such questions and write a small summary. Okay. Whenever you put down whatever you're thinking in words, right, it becomes an automatic part of your vocabulary. Right. So your
Yes.
vocabulary will increase twice fold because not only did you watch the grasp the information, but you also implemented it somewhere. Right.
Yeah.
Since the whole language part, and I think any part of learning has three ways. First you grasp, that is the reading part, the listening part, the watching part. Then you implement it somewhere, right, where you write
Yes.
down or whatever you're going to do with that learning, right? And the third is what we are doing right now. How do I implement, but then do a test run, right? Create a prototype. That means we are talking about, right?
Yeah.
So
Implementation is, I think, more important part.
absolutely. So when you write down, what happens is whatever you captured in your head, you're repeating that. So it's like a rewind. You're playing, right? I watched this and I'm rewinding it. Whenever
Yes.
you rewind that, your brain automatically captures that information. Then it will consciously, kind of predict it every time you want to talk. You will remember those words that you had used or learned during the conversation or during watching the video. Right?
Yes.
And that way you will also become a really good writer because every time you write you actually become better. You actually become better subconsciously. You become better speaker because your grammar kind of goes in a flow. Because when you're writing you will realize your errors yourself. You will realize, okay, I made mistake here. Then what happens when you start writing, there are times when you will get stuck, because you don't know what to write after that. So you will realize that this is my area of improvement. I did not get what to do after this. Then you can talk about that to the instructor. So every time you come for a class, you tell the instructor that, hey, I've written a summary and would you like to kind of listen to it? I want to know where I have gone wrong. Right. So then again, you get and what you came for actually in clapingo, the real time feedback. So when you get the real time feedback, it stays with you. Right. So that way you can also, what I want to say is that you're doing good. And now you should move on to the other part. Now you move on to the advanced level of English, right? Where you change the way you think about the language and rephrase your sentences and make it more global oriented because you are part of a school and I'm sure you want to learn. So why not move on to a better part, right?
Yes.
Right. So I'm sure it'll help. Try it for a week. See how it is, how the skills are developing. See if it's really helping you out, and are you really collecting words and collecting understanding more about the language? Yeah.
Hmm. I was not in writing much, but just what I do, whatever when I listen something or when I watch something, and if I come across a new vocab, I just note down it, and or sometimes I do not note down, just check on my Google or my dictionary, online dictionary. So means I can check it later also when I go into the history, and if I feel that yeah, that vocab is or that word, particular word is important, then I just note down on a paper. But I think I don't remember easily things. I have to revise.
Exactly. And that is what we all do, you know. So when we started, that's exactly what we did. We just wrote down the meaning of, quickly write down the words and write down the meaning. But what was important was using that word in our lifetime scenario so that whenever
Mm,
I remember, because you will remember what happened to you, right? So you
exactly.
remember the situation and then you remember the word. So it's always nice to kind of put it in a sentence.
Yes.
That's much easier way to remember something.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, great. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how you've grown up. Have you always been in the same place? Is there a place you want to go to? What is your dream? What do you want to do next?
Yeah, I have been staying here since my childhood. Means born and brought up in a small town. Yeah, I have a lot of dreams. Means how can I say? My dreams. My whole dream is around my school. Nothing beyond. Means. I don't know why, but I'm passionate about school and all those things. So I don't want to work in other fields. So my all dreams and my all things are revolving around my school and
Yeah,
education system only.
right.
So
And
yeah,
that's a
I
good
have
thing.
many planning.
That's a good thing, right? Because you want it to grow. You want it to be, because you know what? You guys are the pioneers of creating the next in line, right? So it is very important to have that kind of attachment to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, since I'm living in a small town, I think I did not get a good opportunity of education. I'm a student of Marathi medium, and that time English medium student schools were not in my area.
Right.
Since one more thing that we don't have people to talk with. Means English
True.
speaking environment is not there, so
True.
we creating that environment. Other
Absolutely.
people should not say that environment is not there or was not there. So we are making it available.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
so in this way, we are taking small steps.
Right. And I hope now, I think in schools, though it's Marathi medium, I think now in schools, people also, do people kind of take English seriously now because they know the importance of it?
Yeah, people take it, but parents are like in a small town. We are not that much educated, or we don't have that kind of. If suppose they are educated, but they say that we don't have that guts or quality to communicate with our kids or to help them at home. So whatever we are means expecting means our hopes are with on you means from
Right. So
school.
it's from the school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what. So in schools, you guys make sure, right, that you guys like speak in English more, give them more, because I think what happened in India is that English was just taken as a subject and not as a language, right? And
Yes, that's the
everybody,
problem.
yeah, and everybody spoke in Hindi or their regional language, and English was never used. And only when you came out of school, you realized that hey, this is not going to work. I have to talk to other people. I have to go
Yes,
out and make a living.
yes.
Right? So a lot of commendation to you, Shaheen, because you've come this way and you've realized that what is the importance of upskilling yourself. That's what you're doing so that you can help the students better.